Hello everyone. Got 3 dirty jokes for you today. So Ed and Carolyn met on a singles cruise. And as soon as Ed laid eyes on Carolyn, he knew he had to get to know her. He made his move, and soon they discovered that they both lived in the same city, just a few miles apart. Ed was over the moon and couldn't believe his luck. He started taking Carolyn out on dates to all the best places in town: dance clubs, restaurants, concerts, movies, and museums. Each date was better than the last, and Ed was convinced that Carolyn was the one for him. One evening, on the 1-month anniversary of their first dinner on the cruise ship, Ed took Carolyn to a fancy restaurant. As they sipped their cocktails and waited for their salad, Ed decided it was time for a serious talk. He wanted to make sure that Carolyn was on the same page as him before they took their relationship to the next level. Ed took a deep breath and said, "Carolyn, I have to be honest with you. I'm head over heels in love with you. But before we take things any further, there's something you need to know about me. I'm a total golf nut. I eat, sleep, and breathe golf. I play it, I read about it, and I watch it on TV. If that's going to be a problem for us, you need to tell me now." Carolyn smiled and replied, "Ed, that's not a problem at all. In fact, I love golf too. But before we go any further, there's something I need to tell you. For the last 5 years, I've been a hooker." Ed was taken aback, but decided to be understanding. "That's all right," he said. "I bet it's because you're not keeping your wrist straight when you hit the ball." So a guy comes home from work and he is quite upset. His wife notices the change in his mood and tries to coax him into telling her what's wrong. He shakes his head and refuses to talk, but his wife can sense that something is definitely bothering him. As they sit down to eat dinner, the man is just pushing his food around on his plate, lost in thought and staring out the window. The wife can't take it anymore and finally speaks up. "Honey, what is it? I've never seen you like this before." "It's nothing," he says, trying to brush off her concerns. "I can't burden you with my problems. It wouldn't be fair." But his wife is insistent. "Your problems are my problems," she tells him firmly. "We are partners. We face everything together. There is no I, just we. Now please, tell me, what is it?" The man takes a deep breath and looks up at his wife with a glum expression. "Well," he says, "we got our secretary pregnant and now she's suing us for support." So a man is strolling past the mental hospital and suddenly remembers an important meeting. Unfortunately, his watch has stopped, and he cannot tell if he is late or not. Then, he notices a patient similarly strolling about within the hospital fence. Calling out to the patient, the man says, "Pardon me, sir, but do you have the time?" The patient calls back, "One moment," and throws himself upon the ground, pulling out a short stick as he does. He pushes the stick into the ground and, pulling out a carpenter's level, assures himself that the stick is vertical. With a compass, the patient locates north and with a steel ruler, measures the precise length of the shadow cast by the stick. Withdrawing the slide rule from his pocket, the patient calculates rapidly, then swiftly packs up all his tools and turns back to the pedestrian, saying, "Is now precisely 3:29 p.m. Provided today is August 16th, which I believe it is." The man can't help but be impressed by this demonstration and sets his watch accordingly. Before he leaves, he says to the patient, "That was really quite remarkable, but tell me, what do you do on a cloudy day or at night when the stick casts no shadow?" The patient shrugs and says, "I suppose I just look at my watch."